Hello, how are you? I thought I would do a different kind of book haul video today because I just got back from a week's holiday in Dorset, which was really lovely. I mean, it was great just to see someplace different from these four walls that I've been staring at for the past year. And so I rented a cottage out in the countryside and spent a lot of time just doing hikes and reading aloud to my partner and reading aloud on my own with these beautiful views of sheep grazing in fields, and visited some new bookshops. I always love going to new bookshops whenever I travel anywhere, and there were some really cute ones. There was this really adorable one right on the beach that was really small and just was right on the beach, and yeah, it was so cute. Anyway, when I got back from this holiday, I was barely able to open my front door because I had a huge stack of book posts sitting there waiting for me. So I had all of these packages, which I'm struggling not to drop them all. I keep dropping them all as I try to hold them up. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to do a live unboxing of all of these books because I don't know what is in these packages. Quite often I just get sent books from publishers and I don't know what they are. And this is a really lovely thing, which I am hugely grateful for. And quite often a lot of people ask me, how do you get sent all of these books by publishers? And honestly, it's just because I've been doing a book blog for almost 8 years, and over that time some publishers have gotten in touch with me and asked me if I want to be sent a book, and then I send them my address, and so I get on their mailing list, and sometimes I do request books from publishers, but really very, very rarely I will do that. And so yeah, it's just this dedication of keeping this book blog for so long and writing reviews of hundreds and hundreds of books, which has been a real work of dedication. But obviously I just do it because I really enjoy thinking and talking about the books that I've been reading and discussing them with other readers. But it's all something I don't do for money. I just do it for fun. So it's a really wonderful bonus that publishers will sometimes kindly send me these books. So that's why I get sent all these books. And like I said, I feel really lucky for it. So yeah, I thought I'd go through this and just open up and see what I've got here. And I have no idea what these boxes contain. So it'll be a discovery process that we can go on together. So let's see what is in the first package. Oh, great, yay. There's a book from Fitzgeraldo Editions, whose books I love. And it's a new novel by Adam Mars Jones called Batlava Lake. Now, I feel quite guilty because I haven't read Adam Mars Jones's most recent novel, which was another very short novel that was published by Fitzgeraldo Editions. But I have read him in the past and really respect and enjoy his work. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to discovering this. What is it about? So it says, Pristina, Kosovo, 1999. Barry Ashton, recently divorced, has been deployed as a civil engineer attached to the Royal Engineer Corps in the British Army. In an extraordinary feat of ventriloquism, Adam Mars Jones constructs a literary story with a thoroughly unliterary narrator. So yeah, wow, that sounds really interesting. So yes, looking forward to this. Next up is a package from Europa Editions, and I love their books, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this is. So, a novel called The Son of the House. And look at this cover. Wow, this is so cool. Okay, so the Best International Fiction Book Award, a winner apparently, Sharjah International Book Fair 2019. So The Son of the House, the lives of two young Nigerian women will become intertwined in ways they could not possibly have predicted. And I like that the biography of the author, I always like looking at the biography of the author when I've not read them before. And it says the author is a lawyer working in the areas of health, gender, and violence against women and children. And since the publication of The Son of the House, one of Nigeria's brightest literary talents. Really exciting to read new Nigerian literature. Next up, this is so exciting. It's like Christmas time. I love opening packages like this. Okay, what do we have here? Objects of Desire by Clare Sestanovich. Named a most anticipated book of 2021 by LitHub and the Millions. I love reading LitHub. I love their work. So a college freshman flying home strikes up an odd ephemeral friendship with the couple next to her on the airplane. A long-lost stepbrother's visit to New York prompts a reckoning with a family's old taboos. An office worker, exhausted by the ambitions of the men around her, emerges into the gridlocked city one afternoon to make a decision. A wife, looking at her husband's passwords neatly posted on the wall, realizes there are no secrets left in their marriage. Okay, that sounds intriguing. Oh, there's a quote from Brandon Taylor on the cover as well, who calls it astonishing, one of the best story collections I've read in a long time. The stories in Objects of Desire are subtle and sophisticated, written with sensitive lucidity and warmth. I feel like I've found a new favorite writer. Okay, great. Wow. Cool. Okay, obviously this is just a proof. This won't be the final cover for the book, but yeah, this is a proof of this. So, but I guess this is what the final proof will look like, which is sort of segmented peaches, which is quite cool. Next up is a package from Faber Books, and they have these new eco mailing bags. So, okay, let's see what this is. It's a bit harder to open though. Okay, here we go. April in Spain by John Banville. Gosh, he really pumps them out, doesn't he? This author. Now, I have to, if you remember, I made a video towards the end of last year where John Banville was talking about current fiction in a newspaper, and his being quite sneering towards new authors, and was basically just like holding up authors that have been famous for a long time, and like Martin Amis, and saying that, you know, these authors are writing real novels, and newer authors, yeah, he was being a bit snooty towards them. So yeah, I'm not sure I want to continue reading John Banville, though, like, I feel so conflicted about it. It's one of these things, isn't it? Because like I've read a number of his novels in the past and really enjoyed them, and I know you should sort of separate your feelings about the author from the work and all of that. But yeah, I can't help feeling this like tinge of like, oh, is he just a bit of a snobbish bore and in real life, and would I want to read his fiction still? I don't know. I think maybe I do, because that last novel that he published was more of a crime novel, and this is maybe more of well, it says this is the sumptuous propulsive sun-kissed follow-up to the best-selling Snow. I guess that makes sense. It's sort of the light in opposition to and the heat in opposition to the snow of the previous novel. So yeah, I think this is another one of his detective stories, so it's more of his kind of genre fiction. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to give this a try or not, especially since I haven't read Snow yet. Next package. And we have, oh great, The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak. I have loved her fiction that I've read. I think I've read 2 of her novels in the past, and I just saw somebody posting about this on social media the other day, and I had that book thing of like, ooh, I want to read that. I want to get a copy of that, and yeah, it came through my door. How fantastic! Okay, so yeah, obviously Elif Shafak has been nominated for multiple prizes, and so it is 1974 on the island of Cyprus. 2 teenagers from opposite sides of a divided land meet at a tavern in the city they both call home. The tavern is the only place that Costas, who is Greek and Christian, and Define, who is Turkish and Muslim, can meet in secret, hidden beneath the blackened beams from which hang garlands of garlic, chili peppers, and wild herbs. This is where one can find the best food in town, the best music, the best wine, but there is something else to the place. It makes one forget, even if for just a few hours, the world outside and its immoderate sorrows. Huh, okay, that sounds intriguing. And I love that there's going to be descriptions of food. I love descriptions of food in fiction. And yeah, really lovely cover. So, really looking forward to this. Up next. Ooh. I feel like half of this video is just gonna be me like fighting against cardboard, trying to get into these packages. Oh wow, okay, this is a really, oh, big one. And it's the paperback of The Mirror and the Light. Wow. Okay. I'm not sure why Fourth Estate sent me the paperback, but it's really exciting that this is finally out in paperback. This is much more manageable to hold up and carry than the hardback, which was really heavy. And yeah, but I've talked about this book so much. I loved this novel and loved reading this whole trilogy last year. So yeah, really exciting that this has finally come out in paperback. All whopping 883 pages of it. Wow. Yeah, so big. And yeah, what an incredible story. What an incredible end to this amazing trilogy. And I have to admit, this is one of my favorite videos that I made last year when I went on a trip to the Tower of London while doing a narration talking about my thoughts about this amazing novel. So so I'll put a link to that video below just because I just personally love that video so much that so yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, please go and have a watch. And yeah, really exciting. This is finally out in paperback. Next up here we have oh, this is exciting too. Okay, The Women of Troy by Pat Barker, which is obviously a sequel to her most recent book, The Silence of the Girls, a retelling of Greek mythology. Now, we've had lots of retellings of Greek mythology, and now we have more from Pat Barker, but obviously she was much lauded for that novel. I really loved reading it and got a lot out of it. I know Anna James had some very different opinions about it, but I really enjoyed it and thought it was an excellent novel. So yeah, I'm excited for this follow-up, which is about when Troy has fallen, the Greeks have won their bitter war, they can return home victors, loaded with their spoils, their stolen gold, stolen weapons, stolen women. All they need is a good wind to lift their sails. So yeah, following this and yeah, the perspective of some of the gods, I think. So yeah, it's really exciting. This is coming out. When is it being published? So it's being published on August 26th. So have a while to wait for it. But yeah, really looking forward to reading this. Okay. Ooh. And we have ooh, a hardback. Oh, huh, interesting. Okay, so this is called In. It's just called In. It's a graphic novel called In. Oh yeah, there you go. There's the title by Will McPhail. And yeah, so it's a graphic novel. Candice Carty-Williams calls it brilliant. And oh, wow, interesting. Gosh. I wasn't expecting this. So Nick, a young illustrator, can't connect with people, whether it's the barista down the street, his own family, or Ren, an oncologist whose life becomes painfully entangled with his. Nick can't shake the feeling that there is some hidden realm of human interaction beyond his reach. He staggers through meaningless conversations and haunts look-alike vacuous coffee shops in the hope that he will find it there. But it isn't until Nick learns to stop performing and speak about the things that really matter that the complex and colorful worlds of the people he meets are finally revealed to him. Wow, I've been always wanting to read more graphic novels and fiction, and so yeah, it's really exciting that this came out. Looks like it's all in black and white. Images as well as text. So yeah, this is really exciting. But yeah, one of the things I have about graphic novels is they are so expensive to buy. I mean, quite rightly, because it's more expensive to produce, but also the experience of it goes by so quickly that, you know, it sometimes feels like, oh, is this really good value for money? But some of the best graphic novels I've read are, I think, some of the best fiction I've read. So yeah, I think it is definitely worth it sometimes for a really good graphic novel. So yeah, really looking forward to this. And I love how it's like a black and white image going into this colored landscape. It's a sort of Wizard of Oz sort of feeling to it. Then we have, what is up next? Ooh, a new book. Oh, great. It's a novel called The Great Mistake by Jonathan Lee. And wow, look at how beautiful this cover is. So shiny. I love a shiny cover. And wow, so Garth Greenwell calls this a great novel of New York. And the story is about, so by Jonathan Lee, I've read before by him. Yeah, I've read High Dive by him before. Was that his first novel? Yeah, I think that was his first novel. So yeah, really excited to read his new book. So, The Father of New York is Dead. Andrew Haswell Green, born to a struggling farming family in 1820, was a self-made man who reshaped Manhattan, built Central Park, turned New York into a modern metropolis. And Green has a secret, a truth locked within him that may finally break free. As the detective assigned to the case traces his ghost across the city, other specters appear: a wealthy courtesan, a broken-hearted man in a bowler hat, and an ambitious politician, Samuel, whose lifelong friendship was a source of joy and frustration. Wow, really looking forward to reading this. What a beautiful looking book as well. This is great. Next feels like quite a heavy one, and it's in one of these jiffy bags that I always have to be really careful to open, because if you open it the wrong way, it'll tear, and all of the sort of stuffing and padding comes out of it, and then it goes everywhere. So let's see if I can open it without that happening. Okay, I think I've done it. Yeah, phew. Okay. Oh, and it's actually multiple books. So let's see what we have in here. Wow, 3 books. 3 books in one. How exciting. And they're all from, is this Influx Press, I think? Isn't it? Yeah, that's right, Influx Press. Great. Yeah, I love their work. This is really exciting. So there is a book called Fankie Miren. No, sorry, it's called The Service by Fankie Miren. This is the bumbling I have to do as I open the packages and try to figure out what the work is. So, okay, The Service. And this novel is about Laurie works illegally in a rented flat in central London, living in fear of police raids, which could mean losing her small daughter and her dream of a new life. Freya is a student who finds she can make far more money as an escort than she could in an office. Life, after all, is already a tangle of madness and dissociation, and Paula is a journalist whose long-term campaign against prostitution has brought her some strange bedfellows. So, yeah, seems like a novel that's made up of multiple characters and multiple storylines, which I always find I'm a bit nervous about, because I often find with books that focus on the perspective of multiple characters that sometimes I'll prefer one character over another, and then I'll start growing slightly resentful, wanting it to go back to that character rather than, just keep revolving between all these characters. But I don't know, maybe all of the characters are really well drawn and I'll really enjoy reading all of them. So about the author, it says Fankie Miren is a writer, journalist, and sex worker activist. She's written for places like The Guardian, Independent, Vice, BuzzFeed, and The New Socialist. The Service is informed by 25 years of dropping in and out of sex work in various conditions and on several continents. So yeah, that sounds really interesting, like looking at this issue of sex work from a number of different perspectives. So it feels totally right that it should be written from multiple perspectives, and yeah, to give different points of view to this issue. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading about this and another side of London, the city I live in. So that is quite exciting. And then there's a book called Ways of Living by Gemma Seltzer. So this book is Andy can see no other way to escape a wedding than by hiding in a tree. Esther starts a new life in a King's Cross hotel with a bad-tempered ventriloquist dummy, while Gina finally leaves a group of infuriating friends. but not before providing them with a suitable replacement. So yeah, this sounds like quite a comic novel, and yeah, quite fun. I like the image on the cover of it, and yeah, again, another side of London. So that's quite exciting. Oh, and then Variations by Juliet, Jacques, who I've not read before. I've wanted to read this author before. So this book is a debut collection of short stories, and it's using fiction inspired by found material and real-life events. Jacques explores, is it Jacques or Jacques? Explores the history of transgender Britain with lyrical, acerbic wit. Wow, great, exciting. Really, really looking forward to reading some of these short stories. So this is a list of the short stories in the collection. And yeah, wow, great. This is, wow, that's one really great package. Next up, what do we have? Oh, going to be wrangling with cardboard again. Okay. Oh, wow. Yay. This is really exciting. Okay, so this is a nonfiction book called Black Spartacus, The Epic Life of Toussaint Louverture. And this has been sent to me because it has been listed for this year's Wolfson History Prize. And I always enjoy reading books that are nominated for this prize. Pretty much every year they get in contact with me and ask me if I would like to read one of the shortlisted books. And I almost always say yes, because, you know, I primarily read novels and fiction. So I really look forward to reading some good new nonfiction and getting pointers on new nonfiction I should read. And yeah, this is about a biography of the life of this man that was one of the leaders of the Haitian Revolution. And I've heard really great things about this book. Look, it has a gorgeous cover. I think I've read books listed for this prize for the past 3 years, and I've always enjoyed it. I've read a biography of Oscar Wilde, and last year I read a book about the history of the actual text of the Bible, trying to trace where the actual text came from. So yeah, really looking forward to this new book. And it comes with some images as well. So you can see this is a drawing of this historic man. And so yeah, wow, really exciting. And yet again, another book prize that I'm following. I follow so many book prizes, but yeah, I'm especially looking forward to reading this. Okay, last package in the group. What is it going to be? Oh, okay. It's a paperback of Stuart Turton's novel, The Devil and the Dark Water. I was just talking about this with a friend of mine the other day when a friend of mine came over so we could have lunch in the back garden. And she was telling me how much she enjoyed this novel. And I meant to read it when it came out. I think it came out in October, was it October last year? Yeah, and I just didn't get around to it because it's quite long and chunky. How long is it? So it's 550 or so pages long, and but I really wanted to read it, and so now it's out in paperback, so that's quite exciting. So the story is, it's 1634 and Samuel Pepys, the world's greatest detective, is being transported to Amsterdam to be tried for a crime he may or may not have committed, but no sooner is the Sardam out to sea, then devilry begins to blight the voyage. Oh yes, I remember this now, that this is about like a sort of cursed sea voyage and all the strange things that happen on a ship. And I love fiction that is set aboard a sailing ship and sea voyages and all of that. And I love sailors basically, and so love reading about fiction like this. And yeah, this is the story of murder and maybe supernatural happening on this ship. And so yeah, this is great. Yeah, it'll give me an excuse to finally get to it. And yeah, like much lighter than the hardback of this novel. So yeah, this is a really great group of books. Look at all these. So all of these new books came in the mail, and yeah, really looking forward to getting into them and exploring them over the next month or so. So let me know if you've read any of these books, and if you think I should prioritize getting to any of them, or if you have any thoughts about them, or if you're really curious to read any of these books now as well. Let me know in the comments below and we can have a chat about it. I hope you're doing well and reading good things, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.